Over the years, I've met and I've worked with many people who consider themselves to be tough, resilient, capable, able to handle anything that life throws their way. And I used to think the same way about myself because life's challenges have strengthened me physically and mentally. But what I did not realize until much later that this toughness was only surface deep, and beneath it all, I struggled with insecurity, looked for attention, for validation, approval from others, and I allowed my emotions to run my life. And now I see the same challenges, the same patterns in so many people that I meet, high achievers in influential roles, people who have built successful careers, successful businesses, have beautiful homes and family, and have seemingly stable lives. So on the outside, they are a picture of strength, but beneath the surface, they are crumbling. They feel trapped by fear, by stress, by doubt, by insecurity. They struggle with that inner turmoil. So, this surface level toughness that we call resilience can often do us more harm than good because while it may create this illusion of strength, over time, this unresolved emotional weight builds up and it manifests as stress, as anxiety, unrealized potentials, missed opportunities, failed relationships, and even physical health issues. So, in today's video, I wanted to talk about the true resilience and how to cultivate it. The kind of resilience, the strength that goes beyond just pushing through challenges. Because true resilience is about cultivating this deep self awareness and emotional mastery so that when life throws you a curveball or even hurls a boulder, your emotional reaction is minimal. And instead of being consumed by stress, by fear, by anxiety, you develop this strength. You tap into that inner strength within you to rebalance yourself, to neutralize this emotional state. And then from that place of inner stability, you make decisions with clarity and calmness without compromising your well being in a process. My entire life, I've been carefully building this surface level toughness. But despite developing physical and immense physical and mental strength, I was literally like a ticking time bomb, ready to explode at any moment. I was very sensitive to criticism. I struggled to set and maintain boundaries. I was extremely impatient. It's something I'm still working on. Very reactive, and my sense of value and worth heavily dependent on what others thought of me. So in 2018, I discovered personal development through Dr. Joe Dispenza, and that became a turning point in my life, a journey back to me. I wanted to really understand who I was underneath the surface, beyond those titles and accomplishments and achievements that I've accumulated over my life. I started diving deeper into my thoughts, into emotions, learning about neuroplasticity and a quantum field. And in the beginning, it was exciting, it was exhilarating. I felt this like newfound sense of confidence and clarity about who I was and the direction my life was taking. But as I was building this momentum, as I was finally getting clarity on who I am, feeling better about myself, feeling better about my life, an event occurred that completely shattered everything I thought I knew about myself and my life. So I entered this period of darkness, and that was terrifying. At times, I thought I would never break out of it. Anxiety, fear, sadness, grief, everything literally hit me at once. All of the emotions I've suppressed, everything I've been ignoring and running away from, all of the fears, insecurities, and doubts I've had since my childhood came crushing at once. And part of me, a big part of me, maybe even all of me at one stage, wondered if I was literally losing my mind because the emotional pain was more than I was willing to handle. But thanks to the work I have already been doing in myself, the all of the hours of meditation, journaling, self-inquiry, and also guidance from my teachers, from my mentors, I instinctively knew that this breakdown was actually my breakthrough. That was my journey to freedom. And now the training wheels have come off, and it was time to put everything I've accumulated, the knowledge I've accumulated over the past years into practice. So I started rebuilding myself piece by piece. I started working with a new coach on learning how to regulate my nervous system through breath work. I've joined a new community where I made new friends, and two of them have become my best friends, like literal my rocks. Without them, I have no idea how I would have gotten through some of the moments. I started writing down my thoughts, examining my beliefs, observing my emotions. I delved deeper into modalities like human design to gain more profound understanding of who I really was, understanding my emotional triggers, patterns of behavior, why I was reacting the way I was. But yet, the biggest transformation, the biggest breakthrough I had in this journey came when I finally stopped running away from my emotions and I began sitting with them. You know, in personal development, we are often taught to think positively and use practices like meditation, visualization, mindfulness to manage to get through these difficult emotions. But while these practices are valuable, they should never be our first go to. Emotions are signals from your body and from the mind. They're pointing to where something needs to be healed, where something needs our attention. So when you immediately distract yourself, and even if it's a good distraction, like going for a walk, going for a run, meditation, breath work, you actually suppressing the emotion rather than processing it. And suppressed emotion, they don't disappear. They linger forever. They get stored in a body and they can resurface, or they will resurface later as anxiety, as stress, and even as physical symptoms. So when you rush to distract yourself to meditation or anything else at the moments of discomfort, you subconsciously sending your mind, your brain, a signal saying that this emotion is too painful to handle. And over time, it creates that habit of avoidance and it makes the emotion feel even more overwhelming when it resurfaces. The real strength comes from proving to yourself that you're greater than the emotion, that you can feel the emotion and allow it to move through you. When you sit with them, you will see that every single of your emotions carries a message that you need to listen and to learn from. True resilience is not about avoiding difficult situations. It's not about avoiding discomfort. It's not definitely about avoiding emotions. Instead, it's leaning into them. It's using this discomfort as a tool for self-reflection, for growth and transformation. And if you allow yourself to fully feel it, to be present, to experience the emotion without judgments, distraction, without running away, you tap into this inner strength that will help you to navigate future challenges with greater stability and clarity. You will learn that all emotions are temporary and that you have the power to process them rather than being controlled by them. Because when you avoid them, let's say it's a fear or a sadness or an anger, you only give this emotion a power over you and you allow it to shape your responses without your awareness. It literally hijacks your awareness. But by facing them, understanding them, integrating lessons that they offer, you demonstrate that you are the one in charge. So let's recap. What do you do when this difficult emotion comes up, when this challenging emotion, maybe anger or sadness or grief or frustration, anxiety? Well, first you pause. Instead of reacting or distracting yourself, take a breath and acknowledge this emotion. Feel it fully. Where do you feel it in your body? And let go of the thoughts. Thoughts at this stage are irrelevant. Later, yes, but not now. Allow this feeling to exist. Give yourself permission to feel it without changing it and fix it. Observe it. Fear, welcome. Anger, welcome. Don't label it as bad or unwanted. See it as a message. And then decide, once you've processed this, once the trigger is gone, or at least it's not as strong, then you can go for a walk, then you can meditate, then you can call a friend, then you can have your bottle of wine, or maybe a glass of wine. So ask yourself, what emotion am I running away from? And what would happen if I stopped avoiding it and I allowed myself to fully experience it all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.